So I just got back from Halloween Horror Nights for the first time ever and the last time ever. That was the worst night of my life. I don't know why I did that. And I have to say, it is not for people like me. I am scared. The only reason why I know whatever happens in horror movies is because I read the Wikipedia plot. Okay, I don't sit through that. I get queasy at the sight of blood, and like just jump scares don't make me happy like they do for other people apparently. So why was I there? For the plot. I was like, why not? Life is short, and this thing is so heightened in my brain that I just have to like face it to see if it's like just in my head or if it's a reality. Hey, newsflash, it's a reality, and oh my gosh, that was truly the worst night of my life. So for the full context, I love Halloween Horror Nights online. For the last however many years, I think ever since college, so I have been consuming the YouTube videos of people going through the walkthroughs, and I think it's so cool. I love seeing the costumes, I love hearing the sounds, I love seeing the set design, I love the creativity and the stories behind the houses, and since I've been watching this for a long time, in my head, you know, like the frog in a pan theory, I just slowly thought, maybe this isn't so bad because I'm not getting scared on the video, you know? Maybe this whole scary thing is just in my head and is not that bad. And that's where this story begins. If you don't know, I have a series on TikTok called Is It Worth It? And that's where I go places to see if it's worth it or not, because I, for one, don't really like the super sterile reviews of people being like, I went here, the food is like this, the show is like this, and that's all. I want something more in depth and more like, you know, journalistic, like the full story of the experience, not just like check off, these things are great. What's the vibe of the place? How are the other people in the space reacting and like interacting with the other people in this space? How is the vibe of it? How do I feel when I leave? How do I feel when I'm there? How do I, you know, just like more than just like cookie cutter, this is the review. Boring. And I really enjoy that series, and a lot of other people enjoy that series too. And I'm always trying to find places to go to do these types of videos. And Halloween Horror Nights just, tis the season. A lot of people were doing it on my For You page, and I thought, why not? We're only getting younger. Wait, whoa. Sorry, that was my manifestation speaking. We're only getting older, so we gotta just do this now. So I put it on my Instagram story. I'm like, hey, who wants to accompany me to Halloween Horror Nights? Because I knew, I am maybe stupid, but I'm not dumb. I needed a partner to go with because I need something to hold on to. Like, if you're going to give me a shot or do anything harmful to my body and I know it, I need something to latch on to. So I was out basically seeking my latching on person. And my friend Emma, hey, if you're watching, she reached out. She's like, oh my gosh, me and Nick, my former roommate in New York, who we went to college, or like we did an intensive college together, so like we're friends. She was like, hey, we're gonna go. You want to come? And I was like, yes. And the best part was she said that they were going to go in a group where this one person was basically going to direct the group for the night because he's been going for like the last almost like 15-ish years. And I was like, that is the perfect scenario to go. First time with an expert? Come on. Like, if you've ever done theme parks before, it could be a lot of fun just like going around and finding your own adventure. But like, if you go with someone who knows what to do, when to do it, and like how, and also like just point out all the cool fun facts that you're gonna gloss over the first time you go to a space like Disney. That's what I'm like with my friends at Disney. Hey Hannah, if you're watching. Whenever my friends come here, I'm like, okay, here's the whole Disney day. And they're like, get to be passenger princess. So this is my first time getting to be passenger princess, and I was like, yes! It was honestly, I will say, that is a part of the good. We're gonna do the good, the bad, the ugly at the end. That was like the God tier. Brandon, you are the best. Thank you. I know that we diverted from the group at the end because we got tired. We like conked out around, I would say 11:30. But it felt so good and it felt so safe being there with someone who just knew the heck what they were doing. So anticipation builds. I did wake up in the middle of the night once being like, what am I doing? Why would I do that? And then I was kind of like, that's so stupid. Why would I be scared? Like, it's not the boogeyman. It's not real. I would say I wasn't scared because I thought it was real. I was scared because I don't like the unknown of when people are gonna like come up and get you. And actually, I will say, even though I just said that, like the split second when they come at you in their costume, it does feel real. And it's only that millisecond afterwards when it's like, oh, that's not real. But guess what matters? That first millisecond. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anywho, to give you the full context of how the night went, it literally happened last night. Like, I went September 25th. It is now, oh, Kesey. It is now September 26th. It has not even been 24 hours, but I just have to say this, okay? We started off at the Dead Coconut Club, and guess what they're playing? They're playing Give Me a Man After Midnight.
This is the best thing ever.
Which, if you know, you know, I work for ABBA, and I was like, this is gonna be the best night ever. I meet up with Emma and Nick, and it was so great to catch up with them and just have our first drink, which was $11, I think like 13 plus tip. New York City prices. I felt right at home being with like New York City people, New York City prices. All that was missing was to smell piss or weed, and I would feel like I was in New York at that moment. We met the group. They're very lovely. They're very nice. And that's the good thing about having good friends, which, duh. If you have a good friend, turns out they have good friends too, and then everyone that you meet is just like a vibe. So, do that. We have our drink, we go, and we are waiting in the front of the gate for what feels like an hour, and it rains, and it was raining the whole time we were at the gate. And I gotta say, if there's any slight chance of rain, just pack a poncho, okay? Nick said he almost brought his umbrella, but that's too bulky, to be fair. But like, just a poncho that's gonna wrap up this big, get it, put in your thing, and then whenever something unexpected happens, you don't have to be like us and be like a drenched rat. And really, that wasn't that bad. It was the fact that I wanted to film for, like, you know, making videos. Hey, IRS, if you're watching, this was a business expense. I did not like this personally. I wanted to get some footage, but I was limited, which is such a first world problem. Oh my gosh. Anyways, at the gates open. Since it's raining, there's no scare actors. So I was having a fun time. I was like, this is amazing. It's 5:30 p.m. on a Thursday in the middle of September, and I'm here day drinking with my friends in a theme park. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I'm being so serious. So, great vibes off the bat. We go to the first house, which was Hatchet and Chain. And when I first entered the queue, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. We go through the queue, and mind you, like, I live at home. Don't know, which you should at this point. That's like what my channel's all about. Living at home means that I am doing free rehab. And I mean that very lightly, like I don't do stuff, but I don't drink at all. So I had one beer before gates open, and I had a second beer, like in the span of 30 minutes. So I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs, okay, in line, and I had to give the rest of my drink to Nick. Thank you, Nick, for taking that. So I was kind of like, ooh, not gone, but I was, ooh, feeling it. We see the house, okay, because we're in the middle of this Krusty Krab, whatever that Simon says. Oh my gosh, The Simpsons. I'm having a brain attack. The Simpsons right is. And Hatchet and Chain had this like scare actor in the front. She was like cute, you know, she was just like, I'm gonna split my tongue. So she was really cute, and so I was like, you know, hee hee ha, again, like a little from the drinks. The vibe changed so fast. The vibe internally. Like, I was heating the holler. Thank God that Nick was in front of me. There's something about having a male presence in front of me when the things are going on. Sorry, Emma. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. So, it's not like that. But just having someone that you're familiar with who has a bigger frame than you and has a shirt that you can just, like, hold on to while you go through saved my brain. I think I would collapse on the floor if it wasn't for that. And when I say that my sides hurt from screaming so powerfully, like, it wasn't loud. It just came from, like, an instinctual, how do I say this? This is my first time explaining this, so bear with me. It came from, like, such a, instinctual place in my body that I have never had to access before, because I live such a safe life, you know? I am not screaming for my life. I am not, like, thank God. But, like, I never get to that level of danger until, like, that second scare. Because the first scare I saw, and I was like, ha! The second scare, I was like, ah! The second scare was like guttural. Not all my sides, but just, like, the two sides. I was so surprised that that wasn't even an option. I hated it the whole time. I wanted to leave immediately. I wanted to tap out, you know. I wanted to be like, sorry guys, and like exit just now. immediately. And the whole time I was just looking down at the feet. I wanted to look around because I didn't want to be that person who spent $90 to get into Halloween Horror Nights and to not see my $90 in action. But alas, here I am. So the whole time I was holding on to Nick's shirt, I was looking down at where he was going. But even then, like having my eyes down, it was still scary because they stomped their foot. And this one thing to have like the pre-recorded sounds come at you is like, oh, scary. When there's like a physical sound happening at that moment, hey, my senses go into overdrive. I feel like a mouse hearing their friends going into rat traps. I'm like, I'm next, okay? And even looking down, I saw the foot stomp on the ground. It got me, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm like fighting for my life, trying to go in this blind, trying to feel my way with my eyes kind of creeping out. Anyways, we get out of the house. I hate it. I was like, what am I doing here? The sun's still up. What am I doing here? Okay? Everyone else is like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I think I'm around a bunch of masochists. I'm like, who are you people? And also like, how interesting that people's experience, hold on, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. How interesting is it that we all experience the same thing but have different reactions? Like, that seems like such a simple thing to say, but I, for the life of me, could not comprehend how they thought it was fun. My friend Nick thought it was funny. He was like, it's not real. I'm like, I know it's not real. I know it's not real. But it's just, and other people were like, oh, I like getting scared. Emma really enjoyed it too. And they're like, okay, we're going to do the next one. And I'm like, who am I around? Who are you people? What is going on? Thank God we did stop for like elotes at the time. But then we get in for line for Gulkin. And I will say, like, the whole time in line, I was stressed the heck out. And it wasn't that bad. Like, Hatchet and Chain was really scary. And at the end of the night, spoiler alert, I asked them because they went on more rides. After the Gulkin, I was like, I'm out. I am so tired. And I cannot allow myself in good faith to continue to do this to myself. It was bad. Also, I wanted to see the Dementors, but we'll get into that in a hot second. But they did say that Hatchet and Chain was the best house, or like the most scariest house. So I did, rip off the Band-Aid with acid, apparently. Whatever. But we did go into Gulkin, and that wasn't as scary. I had my eyes opened a lot for it. It was really pretty what I saw. I wish I could see all of it, but you scare actors got me. What helped me, because of my background, was singing hymns. I was singing as I went down to the river to pray. And also, like, what was it? We are one in the spirit, we are one in the Lord. Also, I was just trying to laugh at everything. So perspective is powerful, and that really alchemized this second house walkthrough. But after that, I was like, I know my limits. Like, I can't people please. I can't do all this stuff, but you guys have fun. So when they went in line for the houses, I put a little timer on my phone and I went, okay, this is a 60-minute line. I'm going to put a timer on for 60 minutes. I'm going to walk. And that I did. Guys, outside of the houses, Halloween Horror Nights is constantly playing scary music, which is like, when it's scary, it's like, ooh, this was like stress-inducing music. They had like this little wind-up doll music that was going around one part of the park.
They have like this clock doll music that is just going around, blasting around the whole park, and that's just like the most ominous in like the most, hate to say it, don't take me the wrong way, okay? But it's like, it's evil. And I'm just here trying to go to Harry Potter World because it's the only thing that has any remote comfort for me.
And I wanted to sit and take a breather. And even when I was sitting and taking a breather, trying to relax, this music is constantly playing. So my senses are like, it just felt like a cat with his arched back the whole time. Until I found Mel's Diner, where they're playing straight 50s, and I said, thank God. They did have their zombies going around, which I just thought was cute. Also, in my downtime, I got to watch scare actors. Like, I wanted to see what was the method behind the madness. Like, how do they choose their victims? And I gotta say, it doesn't look like there's any rhyme or reason. They just do it at random. And maybe there is, but I couldn't clock it. So if you're a scare actor, let me know. But if I had to say something, it would be people who are like just not paying attention. But even the people who are paying attention, those scare actors would like come around the back and like, gah, get you. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. My favorite scare zone was definitely the masquerade. I think it was because it was so interesting seeing all the different costumes. My least favorite was like the stone thing they tried to make happen. I really felt like Regina George in that section where they're like, stop trying to make this work. It's not gonna work. Felt lazy. Now, I love a good decade theme, and they did have like the toxic 20s. I wish that they had a 70s or really 80s. 80s horror, just something about that. It's just like, yes, give it to me. Also, I will say in the scare zones, when you see the video online of like the little stages where like they have the actors doing one thing or maybe two things, but they're just like eating a body or they're like, you know, cutting a body and there's blood. In the videos, whenever I watched it, I'm kind of like, that's kind of stupid. That's like, I don't know, it's kind of whatever. When you're in the scare zones and they're doing that repeated process, it works. Like I was watching this one lady just like eat out. Well, I was watching this one lady eat the neck of this dead corpse with like blood everywhere. And it just felt real. But I know it wasn't, but it just kind of added to it. Especially because I was walking through. Wasn't stopping to smell the roses. When you're like actively passing through, it's a vibe. I don't know. I know what you're all asking. Was there a cute scare actor? There was one. He was in the carnival area with the chainsaw, a sleeveless shirt, and I was like, am I gonna lay down in the middle of the scare zone to get your attention? Here's also the thing. If I'm attracted to you, I'm probably going to avoid you. So it's going to be tough for both of us. And I did avoid him. I was like, no. But other than going to the houses and the scare zones, it's just a dark theme park with very loud music and a lot of freaks. I gotta say. Me being one of them. But there are a lot of people wearing black. A lot of people dressed up as Freddy. And I was like, okay, I thought no costumes were allowed. Otherwise, I would have done it. I was disappointed in the lack of 70s dressing ups. I tried to do a little 70s action, but I couldn't find my other tube sock, and I'm really sad. And I did see like two people, I think it was a couple, dress up as camp counselors for Camp Crystal Lake, and that was hot. And if more people dress like that, the world would go around much more peacefully, in my opinion. We did go to the Harry Potter world, and I don't know if the Dementors do this in the other Harry Potter section, like in the Islands of Adventure. But for the Dementors here, they had like a 3-part act, which is like fun. You can find it online because freaking everyone had their phone out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, don't you know you don't have to film this? I understand if you're in it or like your friend's in it, film it, sure, whatever. But like, please enjoy the theme park experiences without your phone because they're already online. Like if you want to see it, go on YouTube. Otherwise, enjoy the moment. I was kind of pissed off. Not kind of, I was really pissed off in the Harry Potter section because there's phones everywhere. Did I take footage on my phone? Yeah, not like for 20 minutes straight. You know? Or even like 5 minutes straight. It's kind of like, what? Watch it with your eyes. Watch it with your eyes. This thing is happening every 30 minutes, it seems like. So you will definitely find footage of what you're... Anyways. But the thing that really got me about the Dementors was that there is like one, or I think 2 guy Dementors. And this is no hate to the ladies. Ladies, love you. Hey, I'm one of you. I was there trying to find my husband, so that got a little sidetracked. I'll have to try again next year when I don't go. I'm just going to send out vibes and hopefully the message will be received. But I do think the worst part of the night that I was really looking forward to was the fact that E.T. was down. Excuse me? That is blatant disrespect. And I was so sad. As someone who grew up as an E.T. girly, it's like either you hated E.T. as a kid or were scared of E.T. as a kid, or you loved him. I loved him. I was like, freak? For me. Yes, I need him. And I meant to go in that section to see if they were selling the Shrek pretzel, because, oh my gosh, why am I gonna go to this park and not get the Shrek pretzel? But there's like some crowd, and in my head, I was like, oh, well, I can't go there now. So that's what I did when my friends were in the houses. And I gotta say, having your phone location on, just, man, I love living in 2025 for that reason. It's like, God, we could just do our own thing and know when to meet up. There's a lot of bad things going on, but that's one thing that I do enjoy. I would say that Halloween Horror Nights fulfills a very specific niche, and I can respect it for that reason, and I can, hey, you're valid. I see you. For that reason, it is scary. It is terrifying. And I just think I was curious, and curiosity killed the cat, and I'm dead. This is a video from the afterlife. And although I'm complaining about it, I will say the best part of the night was like being in line with my friends, talking, getting to experience it with someone else. So at the end of the day, it's about the friends. And I did get that cupcake. I gave birth to my son at Universal Studios. And let me tell you what, the icing, good. That chocolate eye was ashy. That was chalk. Straight up chalk. I have the cupcake over there. I haven't even, look at this. I haven't even bitten into it because it was just so much icing. We'll do a taste test on camera, okay? Here it is. This is the cupcake from Halloween Horror Nights, as you can see. Just no icing. I think that's Betty Crocker. I think that's just Betty Crocker. I mean, it's good. It's moist, which is saying a lot. Alright, that's all I'm gonna eat. Yummy! $13, mind you, okay? But here's the thing. Actually, I'm gonna take a bite after I'm done. Oh my gosh. Like, that's good. The food, I would say, like, the elote was good. Everything else, spending over $10 per anything I got that day, that was rough, buddy. Anyways, that's Halloween Horror Nights. It is scary. I would just do a theme park and not do that. But it is fun just to put yourself in situations that you don't know, or maybe you know it's going to be a negative outcome, because I always put myself in good outcomes. And I'm just like, what if we just do this? Something that I'm going to be probably uncomfortable with. Spice of life, man. So I don't regret it, but I am not going back again. Anyways. Let me know if you like Horror Nights, and if you do, you're a freak. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Freaks are not a bad thing. Okay. Anyways, I have to take some more bites of this cupcake and continue on my day. See you in the next one. Bye.